Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into some essential tips for traveling by RV during the winter season. You know that time of year when everything's covered in snow and the wind chills you to the bone? Yeah, we're gonna make sure you're prepared for that. Whether you're a seasoned RVer with ice in your beard or a newbie just starting your adventures, these tips will help you stay warm, safe, and most importantly, have a blast on the road. We're talking about surviving sub-zero temperatures, outsmarting Mother Nature, and coming out of winter feeling like a polar bear. A warm, cozy polar bear. So buckle up, grab a hot chocolate, and get ready to learn how to conquer the winter RV game like a boss. We're about to drop some serious knowledge bombs on you. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's get started. Alright, first things first, we gotta talk about insulation. You can't be living in an icebox out there, right? Think of your RV like a giant cooler, except you want to keep the cold out and the heat in. It's basic science, people. Now, when I say insulation, I'm not just talking about those flimsy little curtains that came with your RV. We're talking about going all out. Window covers, foam board insulation, even those super heavy curtains your grandma uses, whatever it takes to keep that heat locked in like Fort Knox. And don't forget about those sneaky little drafts. You know, the ones that sneak in through the cracks and crevices. Yeah, those guys. Seal them up tight with weather stripping. It's like putting a warm hug on your RV. Seriously, guys, proper insulation is key to staying warm and saving money on heating. And who doesn't love saving money, right? It's like finding a $20 bill in your pocket. Now, I know what you're thinking. This insulation stuff sounds expensive, but don't worry, because I've got some tricks up my sleeve that won't break the bank. Hold on, my friend, because I'm about to share some budget-friendly hacks that'll make you a winter RV insulation ninja. These tips are not only cost-effective, but also super easy to implement. First up, we got blankets. Not just any blankets, though. We're talking about those thick, fluffy ones that feel like you're being hugged by a cloud. Drape those bad boys over your windows and doors for an extra layer of warmth. It's like wrapping your RV in a giant, cozy burrito. This simple trick can make a huge difference in keeping the cold out and the warmth in. Plus, it adds a touch of coziness to your RV. Next level hack bubble wrap. Yeah, you heard me right. That stuff that's super fun to pop, it's also an insulation superstar. Cut it to fit your windows, spray a little water on the glass, and stick it on. It's like giving your RV a bubble bath of warmth. This hack is not only effective, but also a fun activity if you have kids around. They can help you with the bubble wrap and have a blast popping the leftovers. And for those hard-to-reach nooks and crannies, grab yourself some spray foam insulation. It's like magic in a can. Just be careful not to get it on your clothes or your hair. Trust me, that stuff is hard to get out. With a little creativity and some elbow grease, you can turn your RV into a winter wonderland of warmth without breaking the bank. You're welcome. These hacks are not only practical but also fun to do. So get out there and start insulating. Remember, staying warm doesn't have to be expensive. With these tips, you'll be cozy all winter long. So, what are you waiting for? Get crafty and make your RV the warmest spot in the winter landscape. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it. With a little creativity and some elbow grease, you can turn your RV into a winter wonderland of warmth without breaking the bank. You're welcome. Okay, we've got our RV all insulated and cozy. But what about the heating system? You don't want to be caught out in the cold with a furnace that's as useful as a fire hose. Before you even think about hitting the road, give your heating system a thorough checkup. We're talking about your furnace, space heaters, heated blankets, the works. Make sure everything is in tip-top shape and ready to battle those sub-zero temperatures. Think of it like this. Your heating system is like the engine of your winter RV adventure. And just like you wouldn't drive a car with a busted engine, you don't want to rely on a faulty heating system when it's freezing outside. So, do yourself a favor and get it checked by a professional. Trust me, a little preventative maintenance can save you a whole lot of headaches and frostbite down the road. Now, even with a fully functioning furnace, you're going to want some backup heat sources. Winter can be unpredictable, and having a few extra ways to stay warm can make all the difference. Just in case, you know? It's like having a backup plan for your backup plan. First up, space heaters. These portable devices are perfect for targeting specific areas that need a little extra warmth. These little guys are lifesavers when it comes to adding extra warmth to specific areas. They can quickly heat up a small space, making it cozy and comfortable in no time. Just make sure you get one that's RV safe and never, ever leave it unattended. Safety first, people. Another game changer, heated blankets. These are fantastic for keeping you warm without having to heat the entire RV. Imagine snuggling up in bed with one of these bad boys cranked up to the max. It's like having your own personal cocoon of warmth, perfect for those chilly nights. It's like being wrapped in a warm hug from a giant electric teddy bear. Plus, you can adjust the temperature to your liking, ensuring you're always at the perfect level of comfort. And don't forget about those good old-fashioned hot water bottles. They're a simple yet effective way to keep warm. Fill them up with hot water, toss them in your bed a few minutes before you crawl in, and boom, instant foot warmer. They can make a huge difference in how comfortable you feel. Plus, they're super eco-friendly and won't spike your electricity bill. It's a win-win situation for both you and the environment. Having multiple heat sources is all about being prepared for anything Mother Nature throws your way. The more options you have, the better off you'll be. And trust me, when it comes to winter RVing, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. So stock up, stay warm, and enjoy your winter adventures. Alright guys, let's talk about pipes. You know those things that bring water to your awesome RV sink and shower? Yeah, those are pretty important, especially when it's freezing outside. Imagine this. It's a beautiful snowy morning. You're all cozy in your RV, and you go to make a hot cup of coffee. But guess what? No water. That's right, your pipes are frozen solid. Talk about a bad start to the day, right? That's why we gotta protect those pipes like the day depends on them. We can't have them freezing up on us in the middle of our epic winter adventures. So how do we prevent this disaster, you ask? Well, stick around because in the next section, I'm about to drop some serious knowledge bombs on you about heat tape and pipe insulation. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. First up, we've got heat tape. This stuff is like a magic trick for your pipes. It's basically a long, thin heating element that you wrap around your pipes to keep them nice and toasty, even when they are colder than a popsicle. You just gotta plug it in, and bam! No more frozen pipes. It's super easy to use, and it's a total lifesaver when it comes to winter RVing. Next, we've got pipe insulation. Think of this like a cozy winter jacket for your pipes. It's made of foam or some other insulating material, and it helps to prevent heat loss and keep your pipes from freezing. You can find pipe insulation at any hardware store, and it's super easy to install. Just cut it to size, wrap it around your pipes, and secure it with tape. Boom! You're good to go! Okay, listen up, because this is important. When you're RVing in the winter, it's like being on a mission to Antarctica. You gotta be prepared for anything. That means stocking up on all the essentials: propane, food, and water. First up, propane. This is your lifeline for keeping your RV warm and cooking up some delicious meals. You don't want to run out of propane in the middle of a blizzard, so make sure you've got plenty on hand. Trust me, you'll thank me later when you're snuggled up inside your warm RV with a full stomach. Next, food. When it's cold outside, you're gonna need plenty of fuel to keep your energy levels up. Pack plenty of non-perishable items like canned goods, pasta, rice, and snacks. And don't forget the hot chocolate. Finally, water. This one's a no-brainer. You need water to survive, and it's even more important when you're braving the elements in your RV. Make sure your freshwater tank is full, and bring along some extra jugs just in case. Now, let's talk about some extra supplies that'll make your winter RV trip even smoother. First up, a good quality snow shovel. You never know when you'll need to dig yourself out of a snowy situation. Next, a bag of ice melt or sand. This stuff is a lifesaver if you find yourself stuck on an icy patch. Just sprinkle it around your tires for some extra traction. Don't forget a first aid kit. Accidents can happen anywhere, anytime, so it's always best to be prepared. Make sure your kit is fully stocked with bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, and any other essential medications. And last but not least, a good book or two. Hey, when you're snowed in and can't go anywhere, you might as well have some entertainment, right? Plus, it's a great way to relax and unwind after a long day of exploring the great outdoors. All right, adventurers, it's time to talk about planning your route. Just like how I carefully plan out my crazy challenges, you gotta be smart about where you're going and how you're gonna get there, especially in the winter. First things first, check the weather forecast. I'm talking like obsessively check it. Winter weather can change in the blink of an eye, so you gotta stay ahead of the game. Look for areas with mild temperatures and minimal chances of snow or ice. Next up, road conditions. You don't want to end up driving on a sheet of ice and end up like a contestant on my Don't Slip and Slide challenge. Check online for road closures, construction updates, and any other hazards that might pop up along your route. Now let's talk about avoiding hazardous areas. If you see a mountain pass with a blizzard warning, maybe find a safer route. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to winter travel. And speaking of safety, make sure you know where you're staying each night. Don't just wing it, especially in the winter. Many campgrounds close down during the off-season, so do your research and book your campsites in advance. When you're choosing a campground, look for ones that offer winterized amenities like heated restrooms and water hookups. Trust me, those little luxuries make a world of difference when it's freezing outside. And there you have it. Plan your route, check the forecast, and be prepared for anything. With a little bit of planning, you'll be well on your way to an epic winter RV adventure. Alright guys, we're talking RV living in the winter, and let me tell you, keeping those batteries charged is huge. Think of it like this, your phone dies way faster in the cold, right? Same deal with your RV batteries. And you're using those batteries for everything. Lights, heater, water pump, maybe even your fridge. You don't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere with no heat and a dead phone, right? That's like a worst-case scenario challenge and not the fun kind. So first things first, make sure those batteries are topped off before you even think about hitting the road. We're talking fully charged, ready to go. And while you're driving, your engine will usually charge them up. But you gotta think about when you're parked. That's where things get interesting. Now, I know what you're thinking. Generators, solar panels, that's gotta be expensive, right? Well, yes, the initial investment might seem steep, but think about the long-term benefits. But trust me, it's a small price to pay for peace of mind. Imagine being warm and cozy inside your RV while a snowstorm rages outside. Plus, some campgrounds actually have electrical hookups. These can be a lifesaver, providing a steady source of power. That means you can plug your RV right in and keep those batteries happy. No more worrying about running out of juice in the middle of the night. But don't just assume every campground will have them, especially if you're venturing off the beaten path. Remote locations often lack these amenities. Always call ahead and check, or you might be in for a chilly surprise. A quick phone call can save you a lot of trouble. And here's a little pro tip from yours truly. Conserve that battery power like it's gold. Every bit of energy saved can make a big difference. Turn off lights when you leave a room and make sure to use energy-efficient bulbs. Don't leave the TV on if you're not watching it. You know the drill. These small habits can add up to significant energy savings. Every little bit helps, and it could mean the difference between a cozy night in and freezing your butt off. Trust me, you don't want to be caught unprepared. So, remember, keep those batteries charged, guys. Regularly check your battery levels and charge them whenever you can. It's the key to a successful and comfortable winter RV trip. A well-maintained battery ensures you have power when you need it most. And nobody wants to end up stranded in the snow with a dead battery. It's not just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. Trust me, I've been there, done that, and it wasn't pretty. Stay warm out there, and happy travels. Alright, we've talked about keeping your RV warm, but what about you? You gotta stay warm and toasty too, right? And the key to that is layering, my friends. Think of it like building a fortress of warmth around your body. First up, you need a good base layer. We're talking moisture-wicking fabrics here, something that's going to keep you dry even if you work up a sweat. Because let me tell you, nothing will ruin your day faster than being cold and wet. Next comes the insulation layer. This is where the real warmth comes in. Think fleece, wool, down. Anything that's going to trap that precious body heat and keep you feeling like a human marshmallow. And finally, you need a waterproof outer layer. This is your shield against the elements, snow, wind, rain, whatever Mother Nature decides to throw at you. A good waterproof jacket and pants are essential for any winter adventure. Now here's the thing about layers. You can always add or remove them as needed. So if you're hiking up a mountain and working up a sweat, you can ditch a layer or two. But if you're just hanging out at the campsite, pile them on. And don't forget about your extremities. Your hands, feet, and head are especially prone to losing heat, so keep them covered. A good pair of gloves, warm socks, and a hat are essential. And if it's really cold, consider a balaclava or face mask to protect your face. Remember, staying warm is all about being prepared. So pack those layers and don't be afraid to use them. And if you start to feel cold, don't wait until you're shivering to add a layer. Because trust me, once you're cold, it's a lot harder to warm back up. Stay warm out there, my friends. Okay, we've covered keeping you and your RV's batteries warm. But what about the RV itself? Specifically, the underside. See, that cold air can really seep in from underneath, making your RV feel like an icebox. But don't worry, there's a simple solution. An RV skirt. It's like a big, warm hug for your RV, keeping that cold air at bay. Plus, it can help prevent pipes from freezing, which is a huge bonus. Now you can buy RV skirts pre-made, or you can get crafty and make your own. There are tons of DIY tutorials online using materials like foam board insulation, plywood, or even just heavy-duty tarp. And the best part is, an RV skirt is relatively inexpensive, especially compared to the cost of heating a freezing RV. So it's a win-win situation. You save money on heating costs, and you stay warm and cozy. Installing an RV skirt is pretty straightforward too. Most of them attach with snaps, Velcro, or zippers, making it easy to put up and take down. And if you're feeling really ambitious, you can even build a frame for your skirt, which will make it even more effective. But even if you're not a DIY expert, don't worry. There are plenty of pre-made RV skirts that are super easy to install. Just measure your RV, order the right size, and you're good to go. And trust me, once you experience the difference an RV skirt makes, you'll wonder how you ever lived without one. It's like adding an extra layer of insulation to your entire RV, keeping you warm and comfortable all winter long. So, don't underestimate the power of a good RV skirt. It's a simple, affordable, and effective way to stay warm and cozy on those chilly winter nights. Remember, a warm RV is a happy RV. You guys might be thinking, ventilation in winter? Wouldn't that turn my RV into an icebox? But trust me on this one. Ventilation is super important even when it's freezing outside. Remember that condensation we talked about? Yeah, that's not your friend. It can lead to mold and mildew, and nobody wants to breathe that in, am I right? Plus, good ventilation helps keep the air fresh inside your RV, which is key when you're spending a lot of time indoors. So, how do you ventilate properly in the winter? Let's get into it. The easiest way to ventilate your RV is to simply crack a window, even just a little bit. This helps to create airflow and prevent that nasty condensation from building up. You can also use your RV's vent fan, even in the winter. Just make sure it's set to exhaust, so it's pulling the stale air out of your RV. Another pro tip, run your bathroom fan after you shower to get rid of all that excess moisture. Remember guys, a little ventilation goes a long way in keeping your RV cozy and healthy all winter long. Alright guys, we've covered a ton of tips to stay warm in your RV this winter. But safety should always be your #1 priority. Winter weather can be unpredictable, so it's important to be prepared for anything. That's why you need to have an emergency kit on hand at all times. This kit should include all the essentials like blankets, warm clothes, non-perishable food, water, a flashlight, and a first aid kit. And hey, it's not a bad idea to throw in some entertainment too, like a deck of cards or a good book, just in case you're stuck inside for a while. Another important safety tip is to stay connected and informed. Make sure your phone is fully charged and consider investing in a portable charger, just in case. It's also a good idea to have a way to call for help if you need it, even if you don't have cell service. A satellite phone or a personal locator beacon can be lifesavers in an emergency. And lastly, always check the weather forecast and road conditions before you head out on a trip. Knowing what to expect can help you avoid dangerous situations. Remember guys, it's always better to be safe than sorry, so take these safety tips seriously and enjoy your winter RV adventures. And there you have it, folks. We just dropped some serious knowledge bombs about staying warm and safe during your epic winter RV adventures. From insulation secrets to ventilation tips and safety must-haves, we've got you covered. Thanks for watching and joining us. We hope these tips help you have a safe and enjoyable winter RV adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more travel tips and adventures. Stay warm out there, everyone.